So I am in New York, and if there's one thing I know about New York is that it is a good food destination. I have absorbed so much New York food content, whether it's from like Bon Appetit going out and doing like taste tests of like famous restaurants, or TikToks of like the most viral, new, bestest place to eat in New York. And if there's one thing about me, I love a little treat. I do. So now that I'm in New York, okay, I want to try and taste these things and see if they are like actually good. I've been preparing for the video. I just feel like with big cities like New York, I kind of am thinking you're gonna be good because the rent is expensive. There's a lot of people, a lot of mouths, and if you're not good, you won't make it. So for the places that have, you know, made it, what's the deal? But before we jump into tasting all of those sweet treats, let's make some sweet treats and have some delicious fun with the sponsor of this video, Love and Pies. I don't think you understand, I'm actually so genuinely hyped for this sponsorship. Okay, I have been playing for months, okay? I've made some serious progress. Look, I'm level 28. I just got this pizza oven. So everyone please say thank you, Trail Mix. Thank you, Trail Mix, because I'm the perfect person to talk about this game. Okay. The game is completely free to download, and during the move, it has been the perfect little thing to just break up all of the stress and just relax and enjoy playing this cozy little game. So let me fill you in. Love and Pies is all about Amelia. She is a single mum and she's just inherited her mum's cafe. Except her mum has gone missing and the cafe has just been burned down in a mysterious fire. So it's up to you to rebuild the cafe and kind of figure out all the mysteries around the town. And there's a lot of gossip, okay? There's a lot of drama, and maybe there's even a little unexpected romance in there as well. So the aim is to match ingredients to make pies and other tasty treats, which you then serve to your customers. And then you use those earnings to upgrade and decorate your cafe. And you can also choose like the style you'd like to decorate your cafe in. And on that, can I just say, I am really, really impressed by the art style. It's giving high quality, it's giving premium. The color palette is, the diversity of the character design is. So if you're anything like me and you just crave that cute and cozy gameplay, then you can download Love and Pies for free on iOS and Android. And for any of my audience who download Love and Pies within 1 week of this video dropping via the unique link below, if you play to day 3, you'll receive a super sweet gift via the in-game inbox. I hope you love and enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you again so much to Love and Pies for supporting this channel, and let's get back into testing those sweet treats. So yesterday I went to the first place that was on my list because it's just resided in my brain forever. Mainly because, okay, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. Did anyone else have like a baking phase? Specifically if you're like millennial Gen Z cusp, that era where cupcakes were trendy. There was just like this period in like 2009, I want to say, where like baking blogs and like TV shows specifically about cupcakes, like Cupcake Wars, Cake Boss. As a result of that kind of cupcake craze, I became very like interested in particular like famous bakeries, and one of those bakeries is of course Magnolia Bakery. I feel like Magnolia Bakery kind of blew up because it was featured in an episode of Sex and the City. They got their little cupcakes from Magnolia and they were eating them, and then suddenly everyone was going to Magnolia Bakery to get these cupcakes. Now Magnolia Bakery has like expanded. They have multiple locations. I think they even have them like around the world. None in Australia, or none that I've been able to visit until now. They're famous for like their like little icing swirl on their cupcakes, but I feel like more recently, I feel like they've been very, very famous for their banana pudding. So yesterday I went to the original location to get a cupcake, to get some banana pudding, and you are gonna see that now. When ordered, sustained some mild psychic damage during that process. If you do happen to go to the one in the original location, just know that there's a different ordering thing to the count. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Also, sorry, I just want to interject. Briefly, you hear me mention that like the interaction was weird. And I don't want to get like anyone in trouble. It was actually not very busy. I was fully prepared for there to be like a huge line. I was like really shocked and surprised that we could literally just like walk in. So they had the little fridge with the banana puddings, and I had seen someone in reviews talk about like you need to take the banana pudding out of the fridge and bring that to the counter. So I knew to do that. But so then the person at the counter was like, oh, are you ready? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I had like the banana pudding in my hand, and I went up and I was like, oh, I just want to get this small banana pudding and I would like to get a cupcake, please. And they didn't, they were like, oh, you can't get a cupcake here. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Do I go get it from over there? And she was like, yeah, you have to order it over there. And I was like, okay. And then do I bring it back here? And they were like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, I don't know how to, and my boyfriend Max was with me, and after this interaction I was like, was there like signs to direct you to like where to go? Because like if so, then that's like obviously totally on me. And he was like, no, there was not. No, that was really awkward. I feel like they would get so many people coming in, and I get that that would be annoying, but if there's no signs and your bakery setup is like, you have to do like go to different places to get things, I feel like maybe instead of just being like, that's wrong, you could maybe be like, you have to go. Like I had to like, so do I get it? And they're like, yeah, you order it from there. And I was like, and then do I bring it back here? And they were like, mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know, psychic damage. Anyway, and I took the cupcake and then I brought it back over to the counter, and I was like, sorry, I like didn't know the ordering system. And they were just like, sorry. And I'm being like really like, thank you so much. And they're just like, mm-hmm. Anyway, I think a lot of people who would be visiting, because it's a very famous bakery that people would be visiting because it's like kind of a tourist attraction, would not know to do that. So anyway, if you go to Magnolia Bakery, the original location, just know that you have to get the cupcake from the cupcake person, and then you can pay for it at the counter, because I did not know that. Anyway, taste test time. We got a couple of things, let me show you. Got the banana pudding and then one of the little cupcakes. All right, I'm gonna try a little cupcake first, very cute little swirly, but we'll see how we go. Got chocolate. Don't know if chocolate or vanilla is better, but let's see. I mean, yeah, it's a really good cupcake. There's a lot of frosting, but it's not too sweet. It's just kind of like fluffy. Chocolate cake is good. It's not like remarkable, but I think it's a really good cupcake. I can see why, if they were like OG / when I was like obsessed with cupcake stuff when I was like 15, and I would read baking blogs and I would like read about Magnolia Bakery, that would be like the thing. But yeah, it's a good cupcake. I see why it's famous. Okay. Yeah, it's a good cupcake, right?
Yeah. It is like 40% frosting. Frosting is nice though, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't had a frosting that's like, I don't know, it's like more fluffy than it is like buttery or sugary. Oh, it kind of matches my nails. Slay. Those are really grown out. Anyway, yeah, good. I know everyone's like all about the banana pudding, but I think since it's like the classic, I should try it, and I'm kind of into it. That's really good. I'm actually really impressed by that. I really like cupcakes, but I do think it's hard, and a lot of like even good cupcake places have frosting that's like way too sweet or too like buttery, but that's like a really nice whipped frosting. I don't really like my desserts like too sweet, and they often do veer on that side, so that kind of slays. Make sure I'm not covered in like frosting or cupcake, but that was surprisingly really good. I kind of just got that because I was like, I want to try the classic as, you know, an old school baking blog cupcake craze fan. I don't even know what to call that era of like the internet / like media, and that wasn't like the main thing that everyone says is like, you know, the viral like hot sweet treat, but I thought that was really good. So if you like cupcakes, you should definitely get one. But now we have the main event, allegedly, the banana pudding. I'm just gonna try and, I don't know if I can get this with one hand. I might need some help. Thank you. Ooh, okay. Vanilla pudding, banana bits, wafers. Let's see. Now, I enjoy banana, but I'm not as big of a banana fan as BF is, so we'll see. Get a nice, good kind of scoop. Oh, that's really good as well. It's not like super banana-y, but again, it's like whipped, creamy. It's not too sweet. I don't know if I got any wafer, but that is so good. I think you'll really like this.
Oh, it's very banana-y.
I don't think it's that banana-y.
I'm just eating a slice.
I didn't get a banana slice. I just got like pudding and like I got some banana taste, but I didn't get like a banana slice. That's probably gonna be more banana-y. It's good. It's like light, fluffy, creamy. It's not really like a dessert I would have that often, or like not something I have. I feel like banana pudding is maybe more of an American thing. We don't really, I've never like seen it around locally. I might try and see if I could like recreate this. I know people do like try and do it. I kind of always want to say that the cupcake is like more impressive though, because I think cupcakes can be so bad. Whereas I feel like this, you could make a different version of this and have it also be in a similar realm of good. Maybe controversial take there. I don't know, I'm giving you all the hot takes. That is Magnolia Bakery. I'm actually really impressed. It actually lived up to the hype, and considering it's like, you know, expanded and everything, you could maybe think it would be not so good. I did go to the original location, if that helps, but yeah, pretty tasty. The vanilla pudding is really good. See you in the next one. Oh, I look bonkers. Little bonus round, we're gonna go and get some bagels from Pop-Up Bagels. So I had heard some buzz about Pop-Up Bagels on TikTok for being the best bagels in New York City. But after my trip, I heard even more buzz and even saw these guys eating at the exact location I visited.
The team working there was super friendly, and I felt sad it was just my boyfriend and I, so we couldn't sample more of the flavored cream cheeses. But we ended up going with the limited flavor of the weekend, which was the honey chipotle cream cheese. But ultimately, I think the fresh, warm bagels themselves are the real star, and the cream cheese is like a celebrity special guest.
It's like steamy warm. The whole thing is that you like rip the bagels and then dip them in the cream cheese. And apparently these are some of the best bagels, so we'll see. That's really good. It's really well seasoned too. Oh, the cream cheese is spicy. Just a little bonus round. It's really good bagel.
Just as a note, because I did eat a fair few bagels on this trip, I think Papa Bagels was the most delicious bagel. But in terms of my favorite, like, complete bagel, it was from Liberty Bagels in Midtown, which was yummier than I expected. Specifically their everything bagel with blueberry cream cheese. Do not judge me. It is the one bagel I think about from this trip. So next up is Levain Bakery. Dubbed New York City's most famous cookies, this one was a no-brainer to visit on my list. Started in 1995, this bakery was founded by competitive swimmers and triathletes, Pam Weeks and Connie McDonald. The famous cookie came around from their desire to make a delicious chocolate chip and walnut cookie to give them energy for an upcoming triathlon. And then they sold a batch in their bakery and it was a hit. Levain now has several locations across New York and I think a few others dotted around the US. I have seen so many attempts to make the ultimate Levain cookie copycat recipe. I think I've even made a few of those recipes, but how can I compare it without trying the real thing? So let's go do that now.
It is a little windy, so I do apologize, but I have the Levain Bakery cookie. The line was kind of long, but it moved very quickly. This is like a $5, something like that cookie, like 5 USD, so in Australian dollars, it's like $8, $9. So it's not inexpensive, but I will say it's very hefty, okay? It's a big, big boy. He's quite big and chunky. I'm not gonna chat too much because it's quite chilly, and I think this is like fresh out of the oven, so I don't want it to get cold. So I'm just gonna pull it out a little bit so we can see. Oh, whoop. It's so windy. I don't have anyone to help me, it's just me at the moment, but that's what it looks like. You can kind of see my hand for scale. It's a really, really large cookie. Sorry about the wind, I don't know. Really cold and windy. Let me take a bite of this. They had a few different flavors, but I got the chocolate chip and walnut because that's the OG. I feel like that's the fairest thing to judge them on. I'm still so shy when people walk past me. That's good. I'm so awkward. It was really hard to find a place to sit, let alone chat, but it's also so busy, but it's also New York, so it's fine. Low-key mortifying. Anyway. I don't know if you can see, the outside is like super crispy and golden, but the inside is like almost like not even baked. It's really good. It's not too sweet, and the walnuts kind of like cut through the sweetness as well. The wind is really help. They had one that was like double chocolate chip that seemed popular, but I like the idea of the walnuts. Unless of course you have a nut allergy, then maybe you wouldn't enjoy the idea of the walnuts. But yeah, very good. I feel like I've tried to make a Levain style cookie at home and it did not work or look like this, so I don't know. I mean, look at that little morsel. It's like perfectly gooey, but then like crunchy golden on the outside. They're kind of crazy for this one. I don't know, I wish I had some warm milk, but that just could be because I'm cold right now. A little milk, this could slap. I don't think that's overrated at all. I was kind of expecting to be like disappointed by that, or kind of feeling like it was overrated because I've heard about it for so long and it's kind of been lauded as like the perfect chocolate chip cookie. But like crispy outside, soft inside, melty chocolate chips, nuts, nice balance of flavor, not too sweet. I don't know if you could make one much better than that. Obviously everyone's chocolate chip cookie preferences are different, but in terms of making like an all-round, like most people would agree, this is a perfect cookie. I kind of think they've done it. The wind is, I'm gonna pack this up and get moving. Second opinion on the Levain cookie.
It's interesting.
Have you got like a crispy side you can try?
I would never describe it as crispy, no.
There's a crispy bit on the sides. That's the middle center.
I think it's too wet in my opinion.
Too wet.
It's too moist. It feels like it's undercooked, which is a vibe, but I'd prefer a harder biscuit.
What about the side there? It's like more cooked.
It's got a bit of crunch.
Similar to Magnolia Bakery, if you were invested in the dessert craze of the early 2010s, there's a solid chance you would know about Milk Bar. Started in 2008, it was actually originally part of Momofuku before splitting up and becoming its own huge food brand, championed by pastry chef and dessert world royalty Christina Tosi. Their whole vibe is like nostalgia and sweet treats dialed up to a 10, so childhood favorites like sugary cereal and birthday cake become cereal milk ice cream sundaes and technicolored layer cakes, but a little more complicated than the classic box mix. And they've also released cookbooks of famous treats, but having tried to make some of those recipes myself, they are not easy.
Okie dokie, don't mind the noise. I'm actually in our hotel basement. It's like a little kitchenette kind of thing with like a little vending machine and a microwave and an ice machine and all that, but also a table and somewhere to sit because we are actually checked out. It's our last day. But anyway, as you saw, I went to a milk bar in Soho/NoHo. Still not 100% across all of the areas, but also as you saw, it's not really like a sit down location. It's basically like a little walk up counter dealio. Got some steps in, so now I'm actually very hungry, which is good because we have here quite a large slice of cake. It's pretty chonkers. This is the OG birthday cake. Also, like, the Milk Bar is really famous. A lot of their recipes, a lot of people try and imitate. I have made Milk Bar recipes multiple times myself, so it'll be very interesting to try the OG because their recipes are quite involved, have lots of like specialty ingredients that, at least for me, are hard to get. I don't have at home. So I know whenever I make things that are Milk Bar recipes, they're always like almost what it's meant to be, but not quite. So I'm very keen to try. I have the compost cookie, which I have made this myself. Again, not 100% how they make it. And the aforementioned cake. And I'm really excited to try the cake because this is something that I can't really recreate at home. We just don't have these kinds of like rainbow sprinkles in Australia. Like, look how bright and colorful they are. So I'm really, really excited. They describe it as inspired by box vanilla funfetti cake that we loved as a kid. I did not have that as a kid. Again, we don't have like funfetti as a thing in Australia. 3 tiers of heavenly rainbow flecked vanilla birthday cake with creamy frosting and crunchy crumbs with rainbow sprinkles. I'm really, really excited. I hope it's good. I'm trying to delay it because I don't want to be disappointed, but I think it's gonna be good. I don't know if you can't really see, but there's like little, there's like little crumb pieces on top. Okay, here we go. I'm so happy it's good because I saw some people in their reviews, like some people were like, it's like overpriced. We'll get to the value proposition point, but the flavor, that's so yummy. That's really good. You can very much like see the inspiration from like the box kind of birthday party cake mix, but it's a lot better than that in my opinion. And they've layered like the little crumblies and sprinkles all the way through, so it has like a nice crunchy texture. You can kind of like see it, like it's all rippled through. That's fun. Let me try one of the little crumbly boys on the top. Crunchy little cookie, like milky. I'm not good describing cookie crumbles, but like vanilla-y, cakey flavor. Max, would you like to try?
That's yummy.
It was yummy, right? The icing, I thought it was gonna be really like fluffy, sugary, kind of like the Magnolia icing. That was what I was assuming from what it looked like, but it's actually like a little bit of a cream cheese vibe. The slight tartness kind of offsets the sweetness. It's still very sweet, and I'm not hugely into like super duper sweet. I prefer something that's like a little more tempered. In terms of the price point, this was more expensive than Magnolia Bakery. To be honest, I don't think the price point is heinous because it is like a tiered cake. It's not just like a piece of banana bread or a single cake with a single bit of frosting. I think it's kind of fair. Maybe that's a bit outlandish for me to say. But now we have the cookie and it comes like packaged. This is the compost cookie and it's called that because it has like a little bit of everything in it, designed to be like used for like, you know, the last like handful of your chips and things like that. I've made a version of these before and actually, Max, you really liked them when I made them. They're like, because it's like savory, sweet.
Never made them again.
I'll make them again for you when we get home. I wonder if you'll like this one. So they describe it as the original sweet and salty kitchen sink cookie with chocolate chips in a deep vanilla base, plus Milk Bar's 5 recommended food groups: pretzels, potato chips, graham crackers, coffee, oats, and butterscotch. So it's kind of, yeah, a little bit of everything. But I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I remember they published the recipe for this again. And I think there's like corn meal or something. There was like an element to this cookie that I was like, I don't have that. So let's see. This cookie was US $3.50, which I think is fine, to be honest. My perception of value is a little bit warped after being in New York for like over a week. I think everything's like slightly expensive with the conversion rate to AUD as well. But like for a name brand bakery cookie, I don't think that's too bad. Levain's was like $5 something, and that one was really big. This one's a little smaller. Makes sense. Here he is. Go see all the little different bits in there. Kind of like a soft cookie. All right, let's try. Whoa. They're crazy for that one. You know what? This tastes like, it's like those chocolate chip muesli bars, but if they're like salty and in a cookie. It has that kind of like chewy bite. It's quite salty, but I think it balances out like the sweet elements quite well. It's good. I don't think it's quite as impressive to me personally than the birthday cake slice, but obviously it's a cookie versus a layer cake, so I think it's not really fair to like compare.
No.
Not into it?
Cookie's very tasteless.
But it's about all the addeds.
I barely got any added.
Wait, really? So you like the ones I made, but you don't like this one?
No.
Okay. I'm surprised so far that everything I've tasted has been not bad. I don't know, I was just like, I just feel like I have built up expectations, and maybe because of my expectations and because of the fame level of these treats, I kind of like tempered my expectations and, you know, set them low so that I wouldn't be, you know, hugely disappointed. But honestly, I haven't been that disappointed. I need some more of this cake. I think the cake is yummy. The cookie, it's also good, but I think the cake is the real standout for me. Look how, like, it's very just delightful. What a fun little cake. So yeah, that is Milk Bar.
So I realized I never filmed a full conclusion, so here's a quick wrap up on all of these viral sweet treats. If I can only eat one of these treats again, I think it would actually have to be the Magnolia Bakery cupcake, which isn't the most viral treat, I know, but there was something about a classic perfected that really surprised me. Otherwise, while it was tasty, I do think the Magnolia banana pudding is a little bit overrated. It's not that it's overpriced or anything like that, it's just kind of what you expect, not worth going out of your way for, in my personal opinion. And then both Levain and Milk Bar, I think were actually quite deserving of their hype. Levain is far more for fans of the classics, and Milk Bar is like elevated sweet tooth. Although upon reflection, I think if you're gonna go to Milk Bar, just go for the over top, really fun things, like the cake, or they have the cereal milk soft serve that I didn't try, and leave the things like the cookies to Levain. But yeah, I don't know, that little New York City cupcake just stole my heart. I hope you enjoyed this little NYC adventure, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!